The Brave Little Seed. Chapter 1. The Garden of Dreams. In a corner of the garden, hidden amidst a vibrant array of flowers, lay a small patch of fertile soil where dreams took root and miracles bloomed. Tall, majestic sunflowers swayed gently in the breeze, their golden faces turned towards the sun, as if basking in its warm embrace. Among them was a brave little seed named Sammy, nestled snugly in the earth, eager to embark on a journey of growth and transformation. Sammy had watched the sunflowers in awe, marveling at their grandeur and beauty. They seemed to touch the very sky, and their radiant glow illuminated the entire garden. Deep within Sammy's tiny shell, a dream began to form, a dream of becoming just like those awe-inspiring sunflowers. It wanted to stretch its arms to the heavens, feel the sun's tender caress on its leaves, and bloom with a dazzling array of petals. Day after day, as the sun painted the sky with colors, Sammy's excitement grew. It knew that it would face challenges along the way, but that didn't deter the brave little seed. With every ounce of determination, Sammy vowed to push through the hard soil and reach for the stars. It knew it would have to overcome the fear of the unknown, the uncertainty of survival, and the mischievous birds that lived nearby, hoping to play tricks on the vulnerable seeds. Yet, Sammy's spirit remained unwavering. It believed that even the tiniest seed could accomplish great things, given enough courage and perseverance. And so, with each sunrise, Sammy would imagine the day it would stand tall, with its face turned towards the sun, just like the sunflowers it admired. As the days turned into weeks, Sammy felt a gentle stirring within. It was the promise of life, the first signs of growth. Sammy knew that its dream was beginning to take root, and it couldn't wait to witness its own transformation. The journey ahead might be fraught with challenges, but the brave little seed was determined to embrace them all, for it knew that true strength was born from adversity. And so, beneath the watchful eyes of the towering sunflowers, Sammy patiently awaited the day when it would sprout and make its mark on the world. The Garden of Dreams held a secret that only time could reveal, that within the heart of a tiny seed lay the power to grow, bloom, and inspire others to reach for their dreams as well. And so, with hope in its heart and the sun as its guide, Sammy prepared itself for the adventure of a lifetime. The journey of the brave little seed had just begun. Chapter 2. The Naughty Birds. In the lively Garden of Dreams, not all inhabitants were as gentle as the flowers and sunflowers. Among the branches of the tall trees lived a group of mischievous birds. With their colorful feathers and playful chirps, they seemed innocent at first glance. But as Sammy soon discovered, these birds had a penchant for mischief that left the young seedling feeling anxious. The naughty birds had a habit of digging up seeds from the soil and playing pranks on the tender, sprouting plants. They found amusement in scattering seeds haphazardly, hindering the growth of many aspiring plants. For Sammy, the thought of falling victim to their tricks was unnerving, and it made the brave little seed second-guess its dream of becoming a sunflower. As the sun dipped below the horizon each evening, the mischievous birds would descend upon the garden, flitting from tree to tree and shrub to shrub, their tiny eyes gleaming with mischief. Sammy would watch from its cozy spot in the soil, shivering with fear. It feared being unearthed and discarded like a mere plaything by the mischievous birds. One evening, as the stars adorned the sky, Sammy heard rustling sounds nearby. The birds had spotted the tiny seed, and they descended upon it with raucous caws and sharp beaks. Panic surged through Sammy, and in a desperate attempt to escape, it thought of hiding beneath the soil, pretending to be just another pebble. Sammy held its breath, trying not to betray any sign of life. With hearts pounding, Sammy witnessed the birds hover around, seemingly searching for something to amuse themselves with. One of the birds pecked at the ground nearby, and Sammy couldn't help but shudder in fright. It feared that its dream would be shattered before it even had a chance to take root. But fate had other plans that night. The soft, gentle moonlight cast a silvery glow over the garden, and the wind rustled through the leaves, creating a soothing melody. In that moment, the mischievous birds seemed to sense something different about Sammy. They couldn't quite put their wings on it, but the tiny seed felt strangely different from the other seeds they had encountered. After a while, the birds grew bored and decided to seek out a more willing target for their pranks. As they flew away, Sammy let out a relieved sigh. It had successfully fooled the mischievous birds, at least for that night. But Sammy knew it couldn't rely on luck alone. It needed to find a more reliable way to protect itself from the birds' antics. From that day onward, Sammy was on high alert whenever the birds were around. It knew that the mischievous creatures were still a threat to its dreams, and it vowed to find a solution to outwit them. Sammy realized that if it was to become a sunflower, it would need to draw strength from within and face its fears head-on. And so, with newfound determination, Sammy hatched a plan to stand tall and face the naughty birds, for it knew that true bravery lay not in hiding, but in confronting challenges with courage. The journey of the brave little seed had taken an unexpected turn, but Sammy was ready to spread its leaves wide and face the mischievous birds, whatever it took to protect its dream of becoming a sunflower. Chapter 3. Sammy's Plan. As the sun rose on a new day in the Garden of Dreams, Sammy woke up with a newfound determination. It had spent the previous night devising a plan to protect itself from the mischievous birds that threatened its dream of becoming a sunflower. Sammy knew that it couldn't allow fear to hold it back any longer. It was time to be brave and take control of its destiny. With the morning breeze carrying the fragrance of blooming flowers, the mischievous birds began their usual rounds. Sammy spotted them perched on a nearby branch, their curious eyes scanning the garden below for their next victim. It was time to put the plan into action. Sammy took a deep breath and recalled its plan. Whenever the birds were nearby, it would pretend to be nothing more than an ordinary rock. The brave little seed knew that the birds were more interested in unearthed vulnerable seeds than a seemingly inanimate object. To succeed, Sammy had to make its act convincing. With every ounce of willpower, Sammy focused on staying perfectly still. It envisioned itself as a smooth, unremarkable pebble, blending into the surrounding soil and rocks. Every flutter of a leaf, every gust of wind, Sammy resisted the urge to react. It was challenging, but the thought of realizing its dream kept Sammy strong. The mischievous birds swooped down, their beady eyes scanning the garden. One of them noticed Sammy and seemed to hesitate, as if something felt different this time. The brave little seed felt a rush of anxiety, but it refused to break character. It willed itself to stay as motionless as the stones around it. For what felt like an eternity, Sammy held its position. The world seemed to slow down as the birds inspected the area, looking for any sign of life. Then, just as hope began to wane, the birds lost interest and flew away, off to find more exciting adventures. Relief washed over Sammy, but it knew that it couldn't afford to let its guard down. The birds were persistent, and they would return. So, day after day, Sammy practiced its act, perfecting the art of pretending to be a rock whenever the mischievous birds were nearby. As the sunflowers towered above, providing a comforting canopy, Sammy's confidence grew. It discovered that it had the power to fool the birds and protect itself from their tricks. Each day of successful evasion brought Sammy closer to its dream. The other sunflowers noticed Sammy's efforts and offered encouragement. They saw the brave little seed's potential, and their faith in Sammy's dream inspired it to keep going. Sammy realized that it wasn't alone in its journey. The garden was filled with friends who believed in its potential. With every sunrise, Sammy greeted the day with a newfound sense of purpose. It no longer feared the mischievous birds, but instead saw them as an opportunity to test its bravery and resilience. The journey of the brave little seed was far from over, but it had taken the first step toward becoming the tall, strong sunflower it had always dreamed of being. And as each day passed, Sammy's dream seemed more attainable than ever before. Chapter 4. The Test of Courage. One sunny morning, as the Garden of Dreams came alive with the song of birds and the sweet scent of flowers, the mischievous birds returned to continue their pranks. Sammy, now well versed in its plan to pretend to be a rock, was determined to face this test of courage head-on. From its spot in the soil, Sammy spotted the birds descending from the branches, their wings fluttering with excitement. As they drew nearer, the brave little seed could feel its heart pounding in its tiny shell. It was time to put its plan to the ultimate test. With the mischievous birds just a few hops away, Sammy closed its eyes, willing itself to become the unremarkable pebble it had practiced being. It felt the vibrations of the birds' talons hitting the ground as they hopped around, their keen eyes scanning the garden for any movement. Sammy's mind raced with fear, and it had to fight the urge to jump up and run away. As the birds drew closer, they pecked at the soil, searching for a seed to unearth. Sammy remained motionless, its breath shallow, hoping against hope that the birds wouldn't sense any signs of life. It knew that even the tiniest twitch could give away its act. One of the birds came uncomfortably close, its beak just inches away from Sammy's shell. The brave little seed could feel the bird's sharp eyes scrutinizing it. The moment felt like an eternity, and Sammy struggled to remain still, not daring to open its eyes and risk giving away its secret. Finally, the mischievous birds seemed to grow bored. Their calls grew fainter, and their attention shifted to other parts of the garden. Sammy kept its eyes shut, waiting for the sound of their wings flapping away. When it finally heard them in the distance, relief washed over it like a warm wave. The birds had lost interest and flown away, leaving Sammy triumphant in its act of bravery. It had faced the test of courage and come out victorious. The garden seemed to hold its breath for a moment, as if acknowledging the young seedling's bravery. As the day continued, Sammy kept a watchful eye on the garden, aware that the mischievous birds might return at any moment. But with each successful evasion, Sammy's confidence grew stronger. It realized that the key to overcoming fear was to remain steadfast and believe in its own strength. As the sun began its descent, casting a golden glow over the garden, Sammy felt a sense of pride in its accomplishment. It had faced its fears and triumphed, proving to itself and the world that it was capable of being brave and resilient. From that day on, Sammy faced the mischievous birds with a newfound sense of calm. It no longer trembled with fear, but instead stood tall and unwavering, embracing the role of a brave little seed. The Garden of Dreams had witnessed the transformation of a tiny seed into a beacon of courage, and the sunflowers around it nodded in approval. The journey of the brave little seed was far from over, but Sammy knew that it was on the right path. With each passing day, it grew stronger, its dream of becoming a sunflower shining brighter than ever before. And as the garden continued to bloom with life and dreams, Sammy's story inspired the other seeds to find their own courage and embrace the adventures that lay ahead. Chapter 5. Sprouting Hope. As the days grew longer and the warmth of the sun enveloped the Garden of Dreams, Sammy's transformation continued. The brave little seed, now a strong and determined seedling, felt a tingling sensation at the tip of its growing stem. To its amazement, small green buds began to form, each one a promise of the radiant sunflower it was destined to become. Sammy couldn't contain its excitement and nervousness as it gazed upon the budding flowers. The dream that once seemed distant and unreachable was now within arm's reach. It marveled at the miracle of life unfolding before its very eyes. The young seedling's heart swelled with joy, and a sense of fulfillment washed over it. It was on the path to becoming the tall, strong sunflower it had always admired. But along with joy, Sammy felt a flutter of nervousness in its leaves. The thought of blooming and standing tall like the sunflowers around it brought a mix of anticipation and uncertainty. Sammy wondered if it could live up to the beauty and grace of its companions. The fear of not being good enough threatened to dampen its spirits. However, the other sunflowers in the garden noticed Sammy's wavering emotions and came to its side. They gathered around the young seedling, their bright faces beaming with love and support. They assured Sammy that it was already a remarkable sunflower, with its unique qualities and journey of bravery. They reminded Sammy that its worth was not measured by comparison, but by the courage it displayed in the face of challenges. "We were all once tiny seeds like you," one sunflower said, "and we too had doubts and fears. But look at us now. We stand tall and proud, each one different, yet equally beautiful. Embrace who you are and trust that your journey will unfold exactly as it should." The words of encouragement from the other sunflowers touched Sammy's heart. It felt a renewed sense of confidence and self-belief. The brave little seedling realized that it was not alone in its journey, and the garden was a place of support and camaraderie. With the support of its sunflower companions, Sammy's nervousness began to fade. It focused on the beauty of the budding sunflower it was destined to be. The garden seemed to glow with anticipation, knowing that soon, Sammy would bloom into a magnificent flower, adding its own brilliance to the colorful tapestry of the garden. As the days passed, the buds on Sammy's stem grew larger and larger, getting ready to unfurl their petals. Sammy embraced the changes happening within, knowing that each step of the journey was a miracle in itself. The young sunflower seedling felt a deep sense of gratitude for the garden of dreams and the companionship it had found. With every sunrise, Sammy greeted the day with a sense of wonder and anticipation. The garden's magic surrounded it, reminding Sammy that its dream of becoming a sunflower was about to come true. And as it prepared to bloom, Sammy knew that it carried within itself the courage, hope, and friendship that had guided it on this incredible journey. The sunflowers in the garden continued to shower Sammy with love and encouragement. They stood tall and proud beside the young seedling, eager to witness the moment when Sammy would reveal its full splendor to the world. The journey of the brave little seed had captured the hearts of all who dwelled in the Garden of Dreams, and it was now a testament to the power of determination and the beauty that comes from within. And so, with its stem reaching towards the heavens and its buds ready to burst open, Sammy felt the excitement of fulfilling its dream. The Garden of Dreams was about to witness a breathtaking sight, the blossoming of a brave little seed into a magnificent sunflower, standing tall and proud in the embrace of the warm sun. The journey was nearing its peak, and Sammy was ready to embrace its destiny with open petals and a heart full of hope. Chapter 6. Sunflower Buds. As the days grew longer and the warmth of the sun enveloped the Garden of Dreams, Sammy's transformation continued. The brave little seed, now a strong and determined seedling, felt a tingling sensation at the tip of its growing stem. To its amazement, small green buds began to form, each one a promise of the radiant sunflower it was destined to become. Sammy couldn't contain its excitement and nervousness as it gazed upon the budding flowers. The dream that once seemed distant and unreachable was now within arm's reach. It marveled at the miracle of life unfolding before its very eyes. The young seedling's heart swelled with joy, and a sense of fulfillment washed over it. It was on the path to becoming the tall, strong sunflower it had always admired. But along with joy, Sammy felt a flutter of nervousness in its leaves. The thought of blooming and standing tall like the sunflowers around it brought a mix of anticipation and uncertainty. Sammy wondered if it could live up to the beauty and grace of its companions. The fear of not being good enough threatened to dampen its spirits. However, the other sunflowers in the garden noticed Sammy's wavering emotions and came to its side. They gathered around the young seedling, their bright faces beaming with love and support. They assured Sammy that it was already a remarkable sunflower, with its unique qualities and journey of bravery. They reminded Sammy that its worth was not measured by comparison, but by the courage it displayed in the face of challenges. "We were all once tiny seeds like you," one sunflower said, "and we too had doubts and fears. But look at us now. We stand tall and proud, each one different, yet equally beautiful. Embrace who you are and trust that your journey will unfold exactly as it should." The words of encouragement from the other sunflowers touched Sammy's heart. It felt a renewed sense of confidence and self-belief. The brave little seedling realized that it was not alone in its journey, and the garden was a place of support and camaraderie. With the support of its sunflower companions, Sammy's nervousness began to fade. It focused on the beauty of the budding sunflower it was destined to be. The garden seemed to glow with anticipation, knowing that soon, Sammy would bloom into a magnificent flower, adding its own brilliance to the colorful tapestry of the garden. As the days passed, the buds on Sammy's stem grew larger and larger, getting ready to unfurl their petals. Sammy embraced the changes happening within, knowing that each step of the journey was a miracle in itself. The young sunflower seedling felt a deep sense of gratitude for the garden of dreams and the companionship it had found. With every sunrise, Sammy greeted the day with a sense of wonder and anticipation. The garden's magic surrounded it, reminding Sammy that its dream of becoming a sunflower was about to come true. And as it prepared to bloom, Sammy knew that it carried within itself the courage, hope, and friendship that had guided it on this incredible journey. The sunflowers in the garden continued to shower Sammy with love and encouragement. They stood tall and proud beside the young seedling, eager to witness the moment when Sammy would reveal its full splendor to the world. The journey of the brave little seed had captured the hearts of all who dwelled in the Garden of Dreams, and it was now a testament to the power of determination and the beauty that comes from within. And so, with its stem reaching towards the heavens and its buds ready to burst open, Sammy felt the excitement of fulfilling its dream. The Garden of Dreams was about to witness a breathtaking sight, the blossoming of a brave little seed into a magnificent sunflower, standing tall and proud in the embrace of the warm sun. The journey was nearing its peak, and Sammy was ready to embrace its destiny with open petals and a heart full of hope. Chapter 7. Bloom and Glory. As the golden sun cast its warm rays upon the Garden of Dreams, a momentous day had arrived. Sammy, the brave little seed that had faced fears and challenges, was ready to bloom into the sunflower it had always dreamed of becoming. The buds on its stem unfurled slowly, revealing the vibrant petals within, each one a masterpiece of nature's artistry. With a gentle unfurling, Sammy's transformation was complete. The garden stood still, as if holding its breath in anticipation. And then, in all its glory, Sammy burst open, revealing a magnificent sunflower. Its petals, a vibrant shade of yellow, radiated like rays of sunshine, and its face followed the sun with a graceful elegance. The garden was in awe of Sammy's beauty and strength. The other sunflowers swayed gently in the breeze, their heads turning towards the newly bloomed flower with admiration and joy. They had witnessed Sammy's journey from a brave little seed to a radiant sunflower, and their hearts were filled with pride for their companion. The mischievous birds, who once sought amusement in tormenting the garden's seeds, were now stunned by the sight before them. They had expected to find yet another tiny seed to play with, but instead, they beheld a breathtaking sunflower, standing tall and proud. Sammy's transformation had astonished them, and they felt a deep sense of regret for their past actions. One of the birds, with a humble chirp, approached Sammy. "We are sorry for our mischief," it said. "We didn't realize the potential within each seed. Your courage and determination have taught us a valuable lesson. From now on, we promise to protect and cherish the beauty of the garden." Sammy looked into the bird's eyes and saw sincerity and regret. It knew that change was possible, and the mischievous birds had learned the value of kindness and respect. With a gracious nod, Sammy forgave them, knowing that everyone could learn and grow, just as it had done. The garden seemed to come alive with joy and celebration. The sunflowers beamed with pride for their newly bloomed companion, and the other plants and flowers added their cheers to the symphony of happiness. The Garden of Dreams had been touched by the journey of the brave little seed, and its magic had brought about a profound transformation for everyone. As the sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Sammy stood tall, its petals glowing in the fading light. It was now a symbol of hope, courage, and the power of dreams. The garden had embraced its newest sunflower with open arms, and Sammy felt a deep sense of belonging and fulfillment. From that day on, Sammy continued to bloom, brightening the garden with its vibrant colors and warm presence. It had become a source of inspiration for all who visited the Garden of Dreams. The mischievous birds, true to their promise, became protectors of the seeds and seedlings, ensuring that every dream had a chance to grow. The journey of the brave little seed had touched the hearts of all who knew its story. It had shown the garden that even the smallest of seeds could hold boundless potential, and that dreams could blossom into reality with perseverance and self-belief. Sammy's tale had become a legend in the Garden of Dreams, a reminder of the magic that lay within every seed and the beauty that could unfold with bravery and determination. And so, as the stars adorned the night sky, the Garden of Dreams basked in the glow of Sammy's light. The journey was now a part of its history, a story that would be shared and cherished for generations to come. The brave little seed had bloomed into a sunflower of hope, and its legacy would forever inspire the hearts of all who wandered through the garden's enchanting embrace. Chapter 8. Friendship and Protection. In the days that followed Sammy's blooming, a remarkable transformation took place not only within the brave little sunflower, but also among the mischievous birds that once caused havoc in the garden. With newfound understanding and respect, the birds approached Sammy, their feathers ruffled with humility. "We are truly sorry for our past actions," one of the birds said, bowing its head in remorse. "We didn't realize the impact of our mischief until we saw the beauty of your transformation. Please forgive us." Sammy looked into the bird's sincere eyes and felt a sense of compassion. It knew that forgiveness was the path to healing, and it believed in the transformative power of second chances. With a gentle nod, Sammy said, "I forgive you. We all make mistakes, but what matters is that we learn from them and grow. Let's work together to make the garden a place of harmony and friendship." And so, a remarkable friendship began to blossom in the Garden of Dreams. Sammy and the birds set aside their past differences and embraced the value of kindness and teamwork. The mischievous birds, true to their promise, became loyal protectors of Sammy and the other seeds and seedlings. They kept a watchful eye on any potential threats, ensuring that every dream had the chance to grow and bloom. The other sunflowers welcomed the birds into their circle with open petals, and Sammy showed them the joy of dancing in the sunlight and the beauty of swaying in the breeze. They played games together, soaring through the sky and gliding above the garden, their laughter ringing like a melodious tune. Sammy, in turn, taught the birds the significance of each seed and the magic that lay within the smallest of dreams. They learned that every plant, flower, and creature played a vital role in the delicate balance of the garden. The mischievous birds discovered that there was greater joy in protecting and nurturing life than in causing havoc. As time passed, the garden flourished with the essence of true friendship. The sunflowers, the birds, and all the other living beings worked in harmony to create a place of beauty and enchantment. The Garden of Dreams had transformed into a sanctuary of love, acceptance, and cooperation. The garden's visitors marveled at the sight before them, a breathtaking array of sunflowers, their golden faces turned towards the sky, and mischievous birds, now guardians of the dreams that grew beneath their watchful eyes. Sammy's tale had inspired the entire garden to embrace change and to recognize the potential within every living being. Together, Sammy and the birds continued to make the garden a better place. They shared the magic of dreams and the power of friendship with every visitor that came through their enchanting realm. The brave little sunflower had become a symbol of unity and a beacon of hope for all who encountered it. And so, in the Garden of Dreams, a beautiful tale of transformation, forgiveness, and friendship had unfolded. Sammy's journey had not only fulfilled its dream, but had also sparked a chain reaction of love and understanding among all its inhabitants. As the sun dipped below the horizon each evening, casting a golden glow over the garden, the spirits of every living being danced with joy, knowing that they were a part of something truly extraordinary, a garden where dreams took root and miracles bloomed in the embrace of friendship and protection. Chapter 9. A Garden of Dreams Come True. As the days turned into seasons, the Garden of Dreams bloomed with a beauty that seemed to reflect the transformation of Sammy and the birds. The once mischievous birds had become devoted protectors, and Sammy had grown into a majestic sunflower, standing tall and proud among its companions. With Sammy and the birds' newfound friendship, the garden had become a harmonious and happy place. The mischievous pranks of the past were replaced with playful games and laughter. The sunflowers swayed gently, their petals dancing in the wind, while the birds glided gracefully above, creating a magical symphony of life. Visitors to the garden could feel the enchantment that lingered in the air. They were drawn to the radiance of Sammy, the sunflower that had once been a brave little seed. The story of its journey spread like wildfire, inspiring all who heard it to believe in the power of dreams and the magic of friendship. One day, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Sammy found itself reminiscing about its past. It realized that it didn't matter where you start in life, dreams could come true with determination and courage. Sammy's journey was proof that even the smallest of seeds could grow into something magnificent. It understood that the true magic lay within oneself, and the belief in the possibility of becoming more than what others might expect. Surrounded by friends in the beautiful garden, Sammy felt a sense of fulfillment that went beyond blooming into a sunflower. The friendship it had forged with the birds and the other sunflowers was a testament to the power of love and understanding. It cherished the memories of its brave beginnings and the lessons learned along the way. With each passing day, the garden flourished with the dreams of every living being that dwelled within its embrace. The sunflowers reached higher, their colors more vibrant than ever before, while the birds' feathers glowed with a newfound radiance. Sammy's tale of courage and transformation continued to inspire all who visited the Garden of Dreams. And so, the story of Sammy, the brave little seed that became a sunflower, lived on, a timeless tale of hope and possibility. The garden thrived, not only with the beauty of blooming flowers, but also with the magic of dreams coming true. As the years passed, the garden remained a sanctuary of love, friendship, and dreams. And at its heart stood Sammy, living happily ever after, surrounded by friends and companions who had learned the value of kindness, courage, and the belief in the extraordinary. And so, the Garden of Dreams became a place where miracles bloomed, not only in the form of vibrant sunflowers, but also in the hearts of all who entered its enchanting realm. Sammy's journey had touched the lives of all who heard its tale, and it had become a symbol of hope and inspiration for generations to come. As the sun set on another beautiful day in the Garden of Dreams, Sammy stood tall, its petals reaching towards the sky. The brave little seed had found its place in the world, and had discovered that dreams could indeed come true with determination and the magic of friendship. And so, with the stars shining above and the beauty of the garden surrounding it, Sammy lived happily ever after, a living testament to the power of dreams and the beauty that lies within the heart of every seed in the Garden of Dreams.